Today our topic of discussion is scatter plot. Now, what is this scatter plot is all about? A scatter plot uses dots to represent values for two different numeric variables. Means if you see one graphical representation where you have x-axis and y-axis. So scatter plot is all about representing some data set in terms of dots. So the position of each dot indicates values for an individual data point. So scatter plots are used to observe the relationship between the variables. But here we have to discuss about one most important point, that is when we should use our scatter plot. So scatter plots are primarily used to observe the relationship between numeric variables. So the dots in the scatter plots are the report of the values of the individual data points. But also you have to remember scatter plot represents some specific patterns when the data set is taken as a whole. Now we have to discuss about this. So identification of correlation is also performed using scatter plot. So in this case, if we want to know if we are given a particular horizontal value, what a good prediction would be for the vertical value. So in nutshell, I want to say that whatever variable we have in the horizontal direction, so this kind of variables are known as independent variables. And whatever variables we have in the vertical direction, they are known as dependent variables for the scatter plot. Now, our topic of discussion is how we can use scatter plot to identify the pattern of the plot. Means, if you find any scatter plot in this manner, so you can say that correlation between plotted values are strong, they are positive in nature, and this relationship is known as linear. Now, if you find any plot like this, in this case, you can say that the relationship is strong because the data points are near to each other, and this kind of relationship is non-linear. Now, consider this pattern. If you find this kind of pattern, so this kind of pattern is known as null pattern. That is, there exists no relationship among x and y variable. However, the most important observation that we can expect from a scatter plot is, see, if you find this kind of plot. So here, this scatter plot represents two clusters, means two groups. These groups are very much prominent. Group means whenever we have in our data set more than one observations in the row, and we have some specific class. For Irish dataset we have three different types of data samples or species. So in that case we can expect three different clusters. So clusters means the data points which are similar to each other. So how many clusters are there means how many data points are similar to each other. This kind of observation can be easily found using scatter plot. And also, if you find any scatter plot in this way, that we have some observations like this, and this is known as gap. So scatter plot also helps us to represent a gap in individual observations. And also, scatter plots are helpful in finding outliers. Means whenever we have this kind of scatter plot and we have some points over here, so this at the lower left corner which are far away from the actual observations. So these are known as outliers. So here my point is, when we should use scatter plot, we should not use scatter plot only for observing the relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variables. Scatter plots are also used for finding the correlation, means strong, weak or moderate correlation, or we can find out the clusters, means how many data points are of similar category, and what is the amount of groups available in my data set. And then it is also helpful in outlier detection, means the points which lies far away from the actual observation, and also it help us for gap analysis. So now whenever we try to plot the Irish dataset, we will find in which category our scatter plot comes under. So these are the basic thing when we have to use scatter plot. But we have to discuss one more point, that is, what are the issues with the scatter plot. The first issue with the scatter plot is known as overplotting. When we have lots of data points to plot, means say our data set is having 50,000 of data or more than that. So when we have lots of data points to plot, this can run into a issue of overplotting. Means overplotting is the case where data points overlaps, means we have so many data sets. So in some of the cases you have the overlapping data points. So these are the overlapping data points that we are getting. So data points are overlapped to a degree where we have the difficulty to see the relationship between the points and the variables. At this point of time, it is very difficult to find out the relationship between the independent variable and dependent variable. And whenever your data set are densely packed in the plot, so it is very difficult to state that what kind of relationship they are holding. So as a result, what are the remedy of this overplotting? So there are few common ways by which we can alleviate this issue. So one alternative is to sample the data set into subset. So whenever we have larger data sets, so we can sample our data set. So in the previous class, I have discussed about subsetting. So subsetting is one of the mechanism which is used so that we can avoid the overplotting situation in case of scatter plot. So subsetting means random selection points in our data set that should give a general idea of the pattern in the full data set. We have another remedy apart from subsetting. We can also change the forms of dots, means instead of small dots we can use larger dots, so that this kind of situation can be avoided. Or we can add some transparency to the scatter plot so that we can find out which points are overlapping, means to increase the visibility of the dots. So these are the basic pattern. And the third remedy, I can say that if all this remedy do not work, then the only option is we have to change the chart pattern. So at this point of time, we can use histogram or we can use heat maps. So try to understand, whenever we are using scatter plot, we have to remember there are lots of problems that may occur in case of scatter plot. So to avoid this situation, changing the plot pattern is one of the option, but in general, the best option will be the subsetting. So use subset function and segregate your data set into some subparts and then try to plot them. So now here we will try to find out some of the specific application of this scatter plot. So this is our RStudio, and we know that in case of RStudio, first we have to remember which data set we are working on. So to find out the data set, we have to go to files, and if this data set is not available, then we will go to these three dots and then we will try to find out the location where I have my data set. So my data set is Irish and this is the CSV file of my data set. So now the second option is we have to set this directory as my current working directory. So I will go to more and then I will set it as my working directory. So this is the first thing that we have to remember. And then the second thing that we have to read the data set. So whenever we are reading a particular data set in R, we know that at this point of time we have to use one object, or you can say it's a variable which will hold the data set. So for reading the data set, we have to read the CSV file. So we have to read the CSV file, and then here we have to write the dataset name. So our dataset name is irish.csv. So now when we execute our dataset, it is coming over here, and we can find that our dataset has 5 columns, but we have 4 columns of feature and 1 column that contains the species. Here our species are Setosa, versicolor and virginica. These are the 3 species of Irish flower. So now we have to understand how to plot the scatter plot in case of Irish, and what kind of data science or what kind of analysis we can get from the scatter plot. Let me run this code first. So this is the syntax that is used for plotting the scatter plot. So here what I am using, try to understand, plot is the function, and using plot function I am plotting 2 columns, petal length and petal width. What is this petal length and petal width? This is my data set. This is the petal length and this is the petal width. So these 2 variables from the data set I want to plot. And what is this data? This data is the object which is holding the data file. And what is this dollar symbol? In R, to access a specific variable like petal length and petal width, for accessing any variable in R, we have to use this dollar symbol. So now see the scatter plot. In which category my scatter plot comes under? You have to understand. I was explaining that our scatter plot is very good at gap analysis. So see this diagram. So in this diagram, we have the gaps in between the types. And also we have, not so clear, but we have 3 clusters. Cluster number 1 is in the left corner. Then we have in the middle of this plot, we have another cluster of type 2, and then we have another cluster of type 3. So from this plot, we can find out that cluster 1 is totally different from cluster 2 and cluster 3. That is, the behavior of these dots are completely different from the behavior of the dots in the right side. And this observations of the behavioral difference is large between the category number 1 and category number 2 and 3. And now we can also observe that category number 2 and category number 3 are so close, so it is very difficult to identify them separately because we have some overlapping situations over here. Now here, what is the problem we have to identify? From this point, it is very difficult to identify which one is category number 1 and which one is category number 2 because they are just mere dots. So this plot is definitely a scatter plot. Definitely it is giving us the gap analysis and also some observations, but it is only good for the person who is already aware of the dataset. So basically we have to improvise this plot so that we can find out detailed analysis without knowing the data set in details. So now how we can improvise it? So for improvising it, we have one option. See, what is the improvisation we are getting? So whenever I am writing plot function, then I am getting one scatter plot. See the x and y axis. Here, what is the problem we have to understand? The person who is observing this plot, that person has no idea what is this dollar sign is all about. So to avoid this scenario, I am using a function which is known as width function. So if I use width function, and execute this code. So I'm getting that in the x-axis we have petal dot length, means it is clear that it is representing the petal length of the flower, and it is representing the petal width of the flower in the y-axis. Now we have to understand how this width function will work. So to write the width function, first we have to write the variable name or object name in which we have our data file. And then we have to embed this plot function here. So here I am writing the plot function inside the width function with the two variable. And here try to understand, since I have mentioned the object name beforehand, so here we can avoid the dollar sign. So here I'm just writing the column names only. For this purpose, this with function is giving us a little bit modification in the plot, but we have to understand what is the actual meaning of with function. In one word I can say, whenever we are using with function, we don't have to call the data before using it. So here we have to call the data each time. So here we can write the observation, means the file name, and then directly we can use the column name. So this is the main applicability of the with function. However, this is a simple modification of the scatter plot. So we need to define this scatter plot in more details. For that purpose, we have to learn one more function which is known as attach function. See, here I am using the attach function. Try to understand, our intention is to improvise the plot. So whenever I'm using attach function, there is no change in the plot. So how we can write the attach function? The rule is you just write the function name and then the variable or the object name in which we have the data file. But what is the utility of this attach function? We have to understand. In simple word, attach function is used whenever we want to use some specific column. Means this is our data set. In this data set, I don't need all the columns. I need two columns, say petal length and petal width. So at this point of time, we have to use attach function. Without using attach function, if I want to extract some specific column, then there will be a problem. Let me show this plot first. See, there is no difference. So what is the significance of this attach function? Now I will give you one mathematical idea. Now consider this situation. Here we have three vectors. I have explained vector in the previous class, and C means the combination function which is used to combine the elements of the vector. So we have three vectors inside the variable x1, x2 and x3. And here this is the data that is holding this vector. Now whenever I am going to print this data, see the output. So I am printing the data, and here this is the output of the vector that I am getting. So at this point of time, without attach function, if I want to see only the first variable x1, so I'm just writing x1 and I am executing it. See, it is an error. So without attach function, if you want to use any of the variable x1, x2 or x3, then there will be an error. So what is the remedy? I can use attach function over here. And the syntax of the attach function is attach function and then the variable name. So I'm using attach function over here. Now I'm trying to access the column x1. The output is coming 98348. So there is no error. So in case of attach function, you have to understand, if we can attach the variable in which we have our data frame, then we can access any column easily. So this is the purpose of attach function. So now we have to understand one more point. See, whenever we are performing any scatter plot, our next intention should be that our scatter plot should be colorful, means we can assign color. But try to understand what is the drawback of this plot. See, here I am using plot function, and here I have used a special syntax, that is petal dot width, then we have a tilt sign, then petal dot length, and then we have written something. So first try to understand why I have written this line. So this kind of plot is known as formula plotting. So here the formula syntax requires your variables to be in order, that is y tilt of x. So this is your y, petal dot width is your y axis, and petal dot length is your x axis. So whenever you are using the plot for formula syntax, first you have to write the y axis and then x axis. However, whenever we write just plot function, it will be plot x comma y, means first we have to write x, then we have to write y. Now the next part will be data is equal to data. See, data means you have to mention here what is the variable name in which you have your data set. So here our data set is stored in data object. Now most important point. See, here I have written one word PCH. What is the meaning of PCH? Here PCH term is used to represent some plotting characters. So whenever I assign PCH value as 0, it will plot the value in the scatter plot as square. If I write PCH value as 4, it will plot everything in cross. If I write PCH value as 16, so it will fill dot in the scatter plot. So we have so many things. If the PCH value is 17, then it will provide triangle which is filled. So here see the plot. So here my PCH value is 16. So according to my representation, 16 means fill dot. So that's why in the scatter plot I am getting fill dot. And now we have one parameter, that CEX 0.6. CEX 0.6 means change the shape of the points and scale them by 0.6. So it is basically one particular value that we have to adjust for scaling purpose, means for changing the size of the plotted character. And now here it is written as color equal to Dodger blue 1. So for that purpose I am getting this blue color. How could we identify that what are the color available in R? You can write one statement or function, that is colors and then first bracket start and first bracket end, means whenever you want to know that what are the available colors, so at that point of time you have to call this colors function in R. I have used this Dodger blue 1 color so that I could get some blue plot. But is this plot significant? Means from this plot I am getting any kind of output? No. My data analysis is incomplete. So this kind of plot after the attach function, whatever I am using, they are significant in terms of technical details, but they are not giving us any output in terms of data analysis. So again we have to improvise this plot further. Is this scatter plot significance? Yes. Now try to understand. Whenever I was explaining this syntax, it was merely a syntax. But here we have understood what is PCH, here we have understood what is CEX, but the application of this syntax are not properly done in the plot. So here my point is, merely writing a syntax for plotting will not give you a data analysis. It will give you a technical details of the plot. So now here I have used the plot function. Again we have petal width and petal length. And in the left hand side we have petal width, means it is the y-axis value, and petal length means it is the x-axis value. And we have the data variable in the data object. data frame in the data object. Now here try to understand, I have used three different colors because from the initial plot we know that we have three different species. So whenever we are talking about Irish data set, it was very clear to us that we have three varieties. Here I have mentioned variety as dot integer. Why? Because variety is the column name under which we have our types. See the data set? This is the variety column under which I have my different species name. But why I have written that as dot integer? Because this variety column is of type categorical dataset. So in order to plot these values of different variety, I have to convert them into an integer. So to convert it into an integer value from the categorical value, so we have to write as dot integer. Now we have the PCH value. Why should I use PCH value 16 or 15 or 1? Because we have three specific categories. So I should use three different kind of PCH value. Now for passing three different PCH value, we have to use C function. Means we have to combine all the values of the PCH as a vector element and we have to pass them into the PCH. And then again we have to perform this conversion of the variety column. So these are the most significant scatter plot. So whichever scatter plot is available everywhere, they are just a technical details. However, what should be the type of your scatter plot, it depends on your data set. If I have more than three variety in my data set, then I will change my plot. Here the vector size will differ. So accordingly my PCH value will also differ. So here I have used three different kind of PCH value. Now there is one question. Is this scatter plot okay? The answer is again no. This scatter plot is also not okay because the person who is plotting this scatter plot, that person knows that we have three category and the red one is setosa, blue one is versicolor, or green one is virginica. So how a person who is analyzing the data by visualizing the plot will understand? So at this point of time we have to add some legend. So now legend means you can understand that specifically, I am getting idea about each and every colorful plot. Means red represents setosa, blue represent versicolor, and green represent virginica. So you can include legend function to your plot. Means by using legend function, if you want to include some specific notation in your plot, then you have to use it. So you can say that it is a title blocks that decodes the graphical plots in your graph. And the position of the legend can be specified by using some keyword like bottom right, bottom left. So this kind of specification you can use. So here you can find it is written that top left. Top left means here. So you can change the legend position according to the plot. And whenever I'm plotting a legend, here also three specific species in my data set are passed as a vector and they are combined and then they are passed to this legend variable. Now try to understand, whenever we are talking about scatter plots, if my data frame is having five different categories, then what should be the PCH value? Then your answer should be very clear. We have the PCH value equal to the number of species available. So here I have used three different PCH values since we have three different varieties. And also we cannot assign PCH value directly. If I am using only one PCH value, then I can write PCH equal to 16 or 14. But whenever I am passing 3, 4 or 5 different PCH value, at that point of time we have to pass a vector. Means we have to combine all these values by using C function and then we have to pass them in the PCH. So this point you have to identify. So now you can understand this kind of scatter plot is useless. Here, maybe my x and y axis variable names are properly defined, but they are also useless. And setting PCH and color value only without knowing anything, it is also useless. So the only thing that we need is this kind of plot. And then properly defined leaf. So now from this scatter plot, it is very clear that the properties of setosa is completely different from the properties of versicolor and virginica. It means if we visualize this setosa, we can clearly identify it as a distinct flower from the versicolor and virginica. However, we have similar properties, some of the overlapping properties in between this versicolor and virginica. So by only visualizing these two flower, we will not be able to separate them. So the significance of gap analysis means the feature difference, the property difference. So setosa are completely different from other two factors.